Hi boys and girls, it's time for our daily read aloud. Today's book is called The Happiest Tree, a yoga story. This book is about a girl named Meena, and Meena has to act in a play at her school. She plays a tree, and she gets very nervous, and she finds that doing a type of exercise called yoga helps her calm herself down and calm her body. So we're going to learn a little bit about yoga while we're reading this book, and I wonder if you can try some of it at home too. Our author is, and it's going to take me a little bit of work to pronounce the name, Uma Krishna Swami. Had a lot of letters in that name. And our illustrator is Ruth Jayaviran. Remember, the author writes the words and the illustrator draws the pictures. I'm going to open up my front cover to start our book. The Happiest Tree, a yoga story. Looking at this picture, what does it look like she's doing? When you do yoga, you hold different poses like this and you stretch out the muscles in your body. Meena was excited about the play her class was writing, a new and improved version of Red Riding Hood. She laughed out loud when they decided that Grandma would chase the wolf. She liked figuring out how the story would end for the woodcutter, and she loved painting the sets. Until she spilled the paint. "It's okay," said Meena's teacher, Mrs. Jackson. But Meena felt terrible. We know the story of Little Red Riding Hood. We read that in our class. When the class chose parts, Meena pretended she wasn't interested. "Meena, everyone gets to play a part," said Mrs. Jackson. Meena shook her head. All she could say was, "I can't. I'm too clumsy." Boys and girls, do you know what it means to be clumsy? If you're clumsy, it means that you fall over a lot. Maybe you bump into things a lot. Maybe you knock things over or get hurt. It just means that sometimes your body doesn't do what you want it to do. I know I'm kind of clumsy sometimes too, just like Meena. Mrs. Jackson would not take no for an answer. "Of course you can," she said. "You can be a tree. We need lots of trees in the forest." Soon it was time for the first rehearsal. Walking onto the stage, Meena hoped she wouldn't stumble. She hoped she wouldn't trip. But then she stumbled. She tripped. She almost fell. "Meena!" groaned the other trees. Meena wished she could fall right through the stage and become a disappearing tree. Wonder how the other kids in her class are feeling when they see her tripping and falling like that. And how do you think that makes Meena feel? I wonder if she's a little embarrassed. At dinner that night, Meena drooped. That means she was feeling sad. "I'm the worst tree in the world," she said. "Why?" asked Mom. "What happened?" Meena told her parents about the rehearsal and how she tripped and stumbled. "It's all right, Meena Rani," said Mom. "It's just that your arms and legs are growing really fast. That can make you feel clumsy sometimes." "You don't have to be perfect," Dad added. "Just try your best." "I'm perfectly clumsy," Meena said sadly. The next day, Meena and her mother went to the Indian grocery store to buy rice and flour and spices. There was so much to see. Meena whirled around looking. "Careful," cautioned Mom. "I'm being careful," said Meena. She leaned forward to look at a little brass bell. What do you think is going to happen, since we know that Meena's kind of clumsy? A bag of rice toppled over. "It's all right," said Mrs. Vora, the owner of the store. "Let her look." She gave Meena a piece of mati to munch on. It's a kind of bread. The spicy flavors of the crumbly snack danced in Meena's mouth. "Thank you, Auntie," said Meena. Mrs. Vora was everyone's auntie. Do you have anyone like that you call auntie? That's a family friend, someone that's everyone's auntie? Suddenly, Meena saw something that made her fall silent in astonishment. "What do you see happening here in the window? I wonder what's going on in that other room." Through the window in the back of the store, in the room beyond, she saw feet. They rose up into the air. They stayed very still. Then slowly they went back down. That's one of our yoga classes, said Auntie. Would you like to join my children's class? I'm too clumsy, said Meena. Clumsy schmumsy, said Auntie. Just try it and see. Meena watched the window. Now hands rose up in the air. Meena raised her own arms. She joined her palms over her head. Oh my, Auntie said. You're doing better already. So Meena agreed to sign up for yoga class. Yoga class was not easy, but Meena tried her best. She breathed slowly and deeply. Can you try taking a slow, deep breath like that? Breathe in. And now breathe out. She stretched like a rubber band. Let's do the cat pose, said Auntie. This is the cat pose. Breathe in, arch up, breathe out, down. Breathe in. Meena breathed in and out and arched her back up and down. But then she lost her balance. Her foot shot out and she nearly hit the yoga cat behind her. Now the frog pose, said Auntie. Down on your knees, sit back on your feet, knees wide open, bend your body forward. Does it look like Meena's doing the frog pose right? I bet she's trying her best, but it's tricky. Meena bent her body low, but when she tried to put her hands on the floor to rest on her lily pad, she fell over. Meena stretched and breathed her way through yoga class. Auntie told her what she did correctly and helped her with the difficult parts. Soon, Meena could breathe deeply and make herself still. Her feet didn't shoot out so much. She didn't topple over as often. Very nice, Meena, said Auntie. Meena felt golden warm inside. It feels really good when you practice something for a long time and you start to get better. To be good at yoga, you have to make your body calm and still, and you have to move slowly, which I know can be hard for some of us. During rehearsals for Red Riding Hood, Meena tried to be still and quiet, but her feet had trouble staying rooted. She kept looking around. She laughed at all the funny parts. She wanted to say the lines when her classmates forgot them. Meena, stay still, said one of the other trees. Only your branches are supposed to move, said another. Shh, said a third. Meena tried her best, but it was hard keeping her arms and legs from moving around. I know I feel like that sometimes when I need to be still and it's so hard. I feel like I want to move my body around. In yoga class though, Meena's arms and legs learned to work in smooth, slow movements. She stretched out flat on her stomach and kept her feet together. Then she propped herself up with her arms and raised her head, turning left, then right, in the cobra pose. This stretch is called a cobra pose. One day, Auntie announced, we're going to try the tree pose. Oh no, cried Meena. I'm a terrible tree. Auntie looked puzzled, so Meena explained about the class play. I understand, Auntie said, but a yoga tree is different. Just take a deep breath, hold it for 2 seconds, ecto, and let it go. Let's try taking a deep breath like Meena. Breathe in, hold it for 2 seconds, 1, 2, and then breathe out. This is Meena doing the tree pose. I think we've done this in class before. Meena began to relax. She rooted her feet and raised her arms. She breathed and breathed. She calmed down. Her worries went away. After a few weeks, Meena found it easy to breathe slowly and deeply in yoga class. One day when all the children were sitting in the lotus pose, which is this, a thought lit up in Meena's mind. I can change my body by how I feel inside, she realized. If I am quiet inside, my body will be still. That's what yoga is really about. So it's not just about making your body still, it's about making your mind calm too. Meena hugged her thought to herself. It filled her with gladness. She imagined herself standing tall and still, growing roots in Red Riding Hood's forest. On the night of the performance of the new and improved version of Red Riding Hood, Mom and Dad drove Meena to school. Meena and her classmates put on their costumes. Meena's sweatshirt and tights were stretchy and soft, but her tree branches tickled and her roots scratched. Don't worry, Meena Rani, said Mom. You'll be fine. We know you'll be a great tree, said Dad. On stage, everyone, Mrs. Jackson announced. It's time to start the play. That's when it happened. As Meena walked onto the stage, one of her branches snagged Red Riding Hood's cloak. Then Meena's right foot stepped on the root of her left foot. She tripped. She almost fell down. Meena, whispered the other trees. Meena, leave your broken roots behind, said Mrs. Jackson. Just do the best you can. Meena kicked her way out of the pile of roots. She looked around for a place to hide. How could she be a tree without her roots? Through the curtains, Meena saw the audience gathering. She found Mom and Dad. She spotted someone else too. Auntie had come to see Meena be a tree. Meena knew she couldn't hide, so she started her yoga breathing. In, out, in, out. She got so quiet she could feel her heart beating. Then she stood up straight in her best tall tree way, raised her arms high, and took her place on stage. Never mind those silly old roots, Meena thought. She would grow her own yoga tree roots right into the floor of the forest. The curtains opened and the play went on. Grandma chased away the wolf. The woodcutter became a recycled paper salesman. And Red Riding Hood wrote a play about her scary day in the forest. Through it all, Meena took deep breaths and let them out. She was still when she needed to be still. She moved slowly and carefully when she needed to move. Best of all, she knew she could do this again anytime she wanted to. Meena was the happiest tree in the whole forest. The end. The end of our book has a little bit more about yoga. I'm going to send out some pictures of some yoga poses that you can try at home too. And see if you can practice taking slow breaths and making your body calm and still. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. I'll see you later.